Hi guys. Whew. After spending a few hours of picking berries in the forest, me and LG we are exhausted. So now this video is about how to clean berries after you have picked them. So welcome. My name is Esti. You're watching Esti in Sweden. I am a forager and a prepper, and I'm a home chef. Um, Not the professional one, but any kind of home chefs, just like any one of you guys. So let's jump on to picking berries. I'm going to just flip the camera so you can see. Let me just show you what I have in front of me. I have some blueberries and some lingon berries. So these are lingon berries. Do you like this? Give a thumbs up, alright? This would really mean a lot to this channel so that we could all grow and learn from each other. Lingonberry is something that we usually can find them quite easily. You see my hand is all blue. So very healthy berries that I don't usually pick lingon berries. I usually like to blueberry is really good for the eyesight, but lingonberry has a lot of health benefits too. So I'm preparing one big bowl here, and the other one is not so big. So this one I'm planning to just cook them into juice and make them into jam. So as you guys know, IKEA, they have a lot of lingon berries. So this is how it looks like, fresh. So I'm going to show you how to clean them. Basically, I feel like lingonberry is much easier to clean compared to the blueberries. Let me explain to you why. So if you take a closer look at lingonberries, the best time to pick is actually when they are not that big, right? You see they are quite even the size. If you pick something like this one, for example, this is the big one, and this is the size that you should pick. The one to the left and the one to the right is a bit too big. So let me explain to you why. When they are big, they are much softer, and in terms of flavor, they are not so much flavor. It's just water mostly. So if you want a really good flavor one, you should pick the smaller one, which is the darker red in color. You notice the color also is a little bit of different. Maybe not this one. This is a bad lighting. But anyway, it looks much darker if you compare to the big one. Let me see if I can find one big one. Yeah, here. So you see the color is much darker on the smaller one, and the bigger one is much lighter, right? And also when you pick them, if it is too ripe, you know, it will crush, but not in this case. That's why if you want to dry them, it is easier to dry them just dry them in the air for about 5 days, and then I'm going to put them in the oven for 2-3 hours, 50 degrees Celsius, and then they will become dry, and you can actually put them in your tea blend. So I'm going to be making this. So how do you clean them after you have picked them, right? I find that a lot of people, they've been using a lot of trouble, using fan, using belt, you know, those conveyor belt to clear, or some people even use vacuum cleaner. But for me, I find it's much easier to use this if you are just picking just for home use. And this is actually a tray that has this like a not net but hole. It's long, it's this direction, so that you know all these twigs and the things that you get from the forest will not be in the berry itself. So what you do is you put the berry on top of this tray, and you just gently shake them, and then all this dirt will come out. Yeah, it's really that. So you really don't need to have a lot of equipment like the fan or the vacuum cleaner. This is the easiest, most ecologist way to clean it, and I find it's also quite fast, because when you are shaking this, all this thing will come out, as you can see underneath, right? So it will come out, and then You don't want to eat all this in your jam or in your juice or in your tea, right? So this is a very, very convenient way to do it. So within half an hour, I managed to clean one big bowl here. And also for the lingonberry is even much more easier to clean them. So this one took me like half an hour, and then the berries about half an hour, so totally about 1 hour. It's about 10 liters altogether. So me and LG, we've been really working hard this morning, so we try to put them in good use. So during the winter we can make pie, we can make juice, and we can even make tea. So I'm going to do a tea blend, my own special blend, and I'm going to call that the taste of Sweden forest. So it's going to be really exciting, and I'm really eager to try this tea out and see what happens. So it will be my own blend, and I'm going to just tell you what you can do from here after you have cleaned them, right? So you know, if you pick them from the forest, uh, I do not know about some country, the forest can be polluted, but in Sweden, when we pick berries, we try to go deep into the forest when there is no people going around with the dogs. Because you know why, with the dogs around, you know, they tends to mark their territory by peeing in the forest. So when we pick berries, we try not to pick those too close to the road or too close to where people are staying. So sometimes you have to drive a little bit into the forest, and sometimes you have to walk a distance to pick them. So I'm quite glad that we found something today, because I was a bit worried that the blueberries might be out, because it's really the end of the season for blueberry. But for lingonberry, it's just the beginning of lingonberries. And you probably wonder how much can you pick, right? In Sweden, there is no limit. As long as you can find blueberries or any kinds of berries in the forest, you can pick as much as you want. So a lot of Thai people come here to pick them and earn money. Uh, some of them felt like they were being cheated by the agent, that you know they have to borrow a lot of money to come to Sweden. They took a loan to buy the etiquette, and also you know it doesn't cost, it is not free to stay here. So you want to include accommodation, food, and then you have to rent a car. You know, it's not that easy. And for most of the people, they spend 2 months. uh, the first 1 month, from what I know, is that they work really hard. I think they work around 8, 9, 10 hours a day in the forest. They wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, and they all set out. And let me tell you, this really makes me heartbroken and sad, because I really feel them. You know, it's not easy to pick berries. It's a lot of hard work, because you have to bend down like a million times a day, and the working condition is terrible. It's sometimes, you know, you can find hills, and then you have to climb up the hills to pick them, which is really unfair, because I find that they definitely deserve to be paid more. And you know, for a berries, let me give you an example. Okay, if you're coming to Sweden to pick berries, you can actually make money by picking them during the autumns, because during the autumn you can pick three different kinds of berries. You can pick the neutron berries, which is the cloud berries. You can pick the blueberries, and you can also pick lingon berries and even raspberry. The price, right? If you are, from what I heard, the Thai people, they sell the berries. For example, maybe lingonberry, blueberries, for example. They can be selling just 35 krona for 1 kilo to the agent or the buyer. and then the buyer will sell them. Of course, they want to earn money. They will sell them to factories or to winemaker, and probably they will sell double the price, which I feel like it's a little bit of rip off, because come on, these people are really working their ass off to get some money so that they can go back, and start a business. And I just find it, everything is not cheap here to eat here. And the people, the Thai people who come here, they cannot afford to go out to eat, so they bring their food, rice, and the ingredients from their own countries. And I think mostly they are really hardworking people, and I felt so bad for them because they earn like the whole month just to pay off their shark loan. They get loan from people privately, who are mostly shark loan, and if they didn't earn enough to pay back, they might be in trouble, or their family might be in trouble. So what I would suggest is that people who come here to pick berries, it is better to find like I'm not saying this because I want to destroy the market, but I just felt like, if you were to sell them, for example, Facebook, you could definitely fetch a much higher price. Let me give you an example, right? For blueberries, uh, people are paying around 60. I had my hand, paying around 60, 60, 70 per kilo. And for the lingonberry, which is the red one, they are paying around 50. Sometimes you can get even 60 per kilo. You have to be cleaning like what I did now. You have to clean them. And for the cloudberry, you should be able to earn around 150 uh, krona per kilo. uh, you see the price is a lot of difference, right? So the king of berries is actually the cloudberries, which is what I think is most profitable. So if you're gonna pick cloudberry, you would definitely earn a lot of money. But blueberries is not that difficult too, because this year we don't, because of the pandemic, we don't have people from Thailand coming to pick the berries. That is why our forest is overloaded with berries, and that's why we are fortunate to get so much berry ourselves. But there's no uh, there's nothing wrong coming to Sweden to pick them. On the Facebook, for example, it is tax free. So which means to say that you 100% earn the money that you deserve, because it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of time. And if you are lucky, you can find really good spot where you can pick a lot of berries, and you definitely can make at least 2 to 3 times more than if you sell them to the agent. And where do you sell them? Like I said, Facebook is a very good place to sell them, because a lot of Swedish people, they have no time to pick, or maybe they don't want to go, they are too old to pick berries. So usually old people would rather pay that kind of money to buy from you, the berries, so that they don't have to go to the forest themselves. um, yeah, I think it is a good business. And I'm not encouraging everybody, because really this is somebody, people like from the Thai people, because they are so hardworking and they are physically quite fit. If you are a little bit not used to the walking in the forest, and it could be a problem, because you need to climb on like some hilltops and rocks. So some people who are not used to it might find it extremely exhausting. But it is not that difficult to give this a try, because I know a lot of success story, people who have made money from selling berries, and they could go back home to Thailand and buy land and buy machine to start their own business, which is really good. But I think them, at least work out a very fair system that can help them and also help us, because we are actually benefiting from the berries in terms of health benefit. And also, I think the Thai people deserve to be paid more and fairly. And if anything happen, any accident happen, it's their own cost. But I think that the Swiss government should help them in terms of medical fee, if any. I think it should be a better way to work out. So guys, I hope you guys enjoy this. So this is going to be washed in water. Let me just flip the camera so you can see in front. So you can wash this in water. Some people like to put them in water, and then on top of that, this thing will float on top. But I still find it's not 100%. The best way is by using this way, and then from there you can pick out whatever that is on top, so to make sure that this is 100% clean. So from what I know, Swedish people, some of them, they don't wash them with water because they find that the forest is so clean and purified. The air is so clean, no need to wash them. By all means, you can do that too, but I prefer to wash them because I want to be 100% sure that no animals has been there, or any impurity. The same with the lingonberries. And then when you have washed them in water, I usually like to put them on towels and let them dry. So if you want to dry them, these berries, it's possible to do that too. You need to dry them air dry and make sure that the air outside is typically dry and not humid. Because if it is humid, the berries will take a longer time to dry. So this, I'm going to try drying it, and I'm going to document the whole process, and I'm going to make a video and show you guys exactly how I dry the blueberries. So if you like this video, thumbs up, and I hope I could quickly dry this, and I'll see you. Have a nice day, guys. Bye bye.